What's up, everybody? It's Why We Love Horror. Look, we're all together again for a very special movie.
Yeah.
Since Liv's not recording her show tonight because she's a prima donna,
Yes,
you get an episode of Why We Love Horror special, not directly out of the theater as we have usual, but close enough. I'm JWMaher. That's Aaron Brooks. That's Abby Brooks. Asher Brooks off camera. Chico off camera. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing good. We've been excited about this one since hearing about it a little while ago. We're both huge dog fans, being owners of Chico Brooks, who's made some appearances on the show. He's not here right now, but yeah, we have Asher who's going to make some comments at times maybe tonight. So, but yeah, we're very excited to talk about this, and I liked what I saw.
Yeah, we're talking about, if you don't know yet, we're talking about Good Boy, which is a movie. I mean, I actually was totally off base with what I thought this movie was about, seeing the trailer. I thought it was like a zombie movie with the dog surviving a zombie apocalypse. And I was surprisingly wrong. I was very happily incorrect about that by not seeing what was really going on in the trailer. What were your initial thoughts about it?
So when I first heard about this movie, and I heard what the premise was when I first heard about the movie, that it's basically in a violent nature or presence, except this one, it's the perspective of the dog in a haunting situation. And when I heard that, I was like, I do not want to see this movie because this is going to be very sad. It's going to be emotional. And it is, for other reasons, but yeah, no, I was excited because I think it is a really interesting concept. Some of those styles of movies weren't necessarily for me. I wasn't a huge fan of Presence when it came out. In a violent nature, I do like, but I was really curious to see what they would do with this type of situation, just with the dog instead.
Yeah. Aaron?
Yeah, I was along the same lines. Getting ready for this movie, I decided to watch the Norwegian Good Boy. And I will say right off the bat, these two movies are really different, in case you were wondering.
I can't believe they remade it so fast.
Yeah, I was just can't remake that one. But in all seriousness, with this rendition, I was excited about it. And, then I just found it very cool that, leading up this movie was a movie getting some general buzz and, overall buzz within the horror community. And it was extending beyond the horror community a little bit, it felt like, which for a movie that's 73 minutes long and has no dialogue other than maybe some groaning and Larry Fessenden dying, this is pretty artsy, so
he's dead when the movie starts. It's fine.
Yeah, he's dead when it starts. I did like those previous other two movies, and this is a very different rendition. And there's Asher making his appearance here, but Indy is adorable. I'll make the Letterboxd joke every Letterboxd review's made.
Boy.
He's a good boy. That. Glad spoilers were up for that. So, John, you're the dog fanatic. I know you love Chico from afar, and when you come over.
I'm a fan of all animals. My family is they're all allergic but me.
Yes.
So I used to have cats. I used to have dogs. I have nothing here because my family would die. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but they would die if there were animals in this house.
That is a bad thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you for letting me know it's a bad thing. Yeah, but maybe we'll get a hypoallergenic dog down the road. Like I said, I didn't know what the movie was really about. I was convinced it's it's a zombie apocalypse and the dog is finding his way through it. Wrong. Not about that at all. Abby says it's a haunting movie. I don't know where you land, Aaron. I think it's nothing. It's really nothing. Because the more I think about it, this movie, my only nitpick about the movie is there's a lot of stuff here where there is some dialogue. We're why the hell would that person say that? Every piece of dialogue in this movie foreshadows something else. The neighbors setting up fox traps. That fucking dog's gonna get caught in a fox trap. And of course, but they talk about dogs being able to sense things. I don't think the house is haunted or that there's a curse on the family. I just think that Todd is just actively dying the whole film, and this is how dogs observe humans die. It actually is terrifying to the dog that his master is dying. and that is what they're seeing. That's my interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that like very early on. And for me, I think that might have been, a little bit just from my own background and thinking about dogs throughout my life. And I've also worked with dogs in different degrees with training and other avenues. So like maybe like that's just been a little more apparent to me and maybe other people who are real dog lovers. And I think in a way it's like a really great ode to dogs in that way. And like using that perspective to its fullest. I think it's pretty smart. Like I've heard some people say Courage the Cowardly Dog. I didn't watch that, but I know the general premise was this dog was afraid of a bunch of things that weren't actually scary or they just didn't understand. And part of what scares the dog is they don't have the ability to contextualize what they're seeing, such as their owner dying. All they're sensing the pheromones, or the owner's gone all of a sudden, or dead, like that's, and so I think it's a really clever and like very like unexpectedly like metaphysical like horror movie and existential in a lot of ways, which if you're not going to connect with those themes like really early on and deeply, I think this movie will be definitely the B word, boring. And if you do, it's not necessarily going to prevent it from being boring, I think, for some people. Honestly, like for me, where I know we already kind of had our first thoughts, but my extending them, I am falling more on admiring this movie than liking or enjoying this movie. And for me, like some of this stuff, like it's just not that amazing to me to like think of dogs viewing these things in that way. But it's also never been put on screen, and the way it was executed was amazing to me. So it's like I'm gripping with both sides here. So Abby, wait, do you like see where I'm coming from?
No, I do see where you're coming from. And honestly, so technically I watched this movie 1.5 times because we watched it last night and I slept through a lot of it. So then I really wanted to actually like sit down and like focus. And so I watched it again this morning.
It's only 73 minutes, Abby. Good.
I know.
It was late.
It was late. But yeah, I watched it again this morning and I kind of picked up on more of those things that Aaron was saying. And I mean, really just watching it as a dog lover and like, you're kind of almost like putting yourself in the perspective of the dog, where it's like, if you've had one of those dogs that like you really love and you know that they love you back, like most of them, like you can just see this dog and like how much he loves this owner. And just the fear of, not understanding what's going on. I don't even know if they say like what type of illness the guy has.
It's the same. You brought up in a violent nature, and that's a perfect like one-to-one comparison because they don't directly tell you. You have to listen to what Indy hears to figure out. Clearly Todd has cancer. Like I don't know what kind of cancer he has, but there's a whole scene in the beginning where the sister finds him. There's some of the flashbacks where you see he's in the hospital. Then the snippets of conversation Indy hears, especially when he goes to the clinic and they reject him for the trial.
Right.
Like that was like his Hail Mary to like save himself. Clearly some kind of I'm guessing like pancreatic cancer or something that's killing him so quickly. It's got to be some kind of rapid cancer.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, just again, I'm getting back to all of it. I mean, it's just, you put yourself in the perspective that the dog who his entire world is this owner, and just seeing what at first you are kind of wondering like, what is real and what is not, but then you do catch on to where it's probably not actually a haunting. And then when you're seeing the grandfather and like the dog that he had too, it's also kind of scary, like just again putting yourself in the movie, thinking about like, God forbid something like that happens to you, and thinking about your dog and like being left behind and all of that. It's scary and it's sad, and it's a lot of emotions that you feel when you're like watching all of this. And the dog really does a good job. Like I think with the direction too, he really directed the dog really well. It's his own dog, so I would think it was easy for him. But just, I don't know, he was really able to convey the emotion on this dog, and it was just really good.
Yeah, there's a little. I mean, I don't know if when it's released on VOD, if they're going to have the little featurette of Ben Leonberg going through his process, but it's a very good add-on at the end of the credits where like he pulls back the curtain a little bit on like how he does it, but like it didn't bother me at all. I think the one shining part of the movie, or the silver lining, I guess, is Larry Fessenden, who plays Todd's grandfather, only seen through video, also died in the house, and apparently they didn't get to him in time at all, and his dog Bandit also perishes, but Indy lives, which is like the happy ending of this movie.
Well, that was one of the biggest things that I was wondering about this movie, because I don't like movies where dogs die in the end. And that's why I was very hesitant to watch this movie. And I heard that Indy, like, that was spoiled for me. I knew that Indy did not die, but I didn't know that the golden retriever died. So you still get a dead dog in this morning, in this movie, if that bothers you.
You don't actually see it die. You just know that it was
the results.
Yeah, you see the results of it. Yeah.
Little Gene Hackman action.
Oh, I guess soon enough. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
And we're not really leaving much out of the movie. Like, there's definitely there's a relationship between Todd and his sister, and she's clearly also going through her own grief. Like there's a lot of Kubler-Ross here too, because the sister's in full-on denial, full-on bargaining the whole movie. She goes through the whole gamut of emotions, and you only really hear about her on his answering machine or secondary conversations. But she's having a rough go the whole movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just not a movie where it's about the story. Like, you're almost put into the dog's perspective, so you're not getting the context, and the only context you're getting is what is heard. So it's maybe not going to be a movie I ever want to go back and rewatch, to be honest with you, just because I don't really see the point of it. And, even in the time, I appreciate and I respect it more than I enjoyed it, but it's still a really good movie. And I think it's pretty cool to see so many people really connecting with it, on a deep level. I think it's, unique in that sense.
Any last things, Abby?
No, I mean, I think we pretty much covered it. I'm kind of in a mix of I feel that I would say that this movie, for a good chunk of it, is a bit boring. But like Aaron said, I do appreciate it. I appreciate the dog performance, the direction, the kind of ideas behind it. I just think that there's so much that you can do with a movie that's just solely from a dog who just can't talk. So it is very similar to something like In a Violent Nature. I'd kind of put it on par with that, honestly, because in that movie, a lot of people said it was boring because there's just so much of the killer, walking and no talking, and that it's kind of similar to that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've said my piece. Let's rate this movie. I'll let you guys go first.
Yeah, I'll start it off. Why not? We'll go across the way here. I've been tipping my hand a little bit, but at the end of the day, I am going to give in to the admire side a little bit more here. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 videotapes. It's just it is an achievement. I hate using that word and sounding like that, but I feel like it was an achievement what he went out to do here. And I'm not sure how many more of these perspectives we can really do at this point. We've had the spirit, the ghost, the dog, and the killer. So that's the 3, right? So
exactly.
I think we're good, or maybe there's one more I'm not thinking of, but either way, the perspective of I don't know, the reanimated head or something, reanimator, I'd be down. But Abby, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was really going back and forth about my rating, because at first I wanted to give it a 3, but then I saw the ending of it, which was really emotional, and I really liked that, and I was kind of thinking about it more. I settled on a 3.5, because I think this movie is really worth watching again, just for everything that we've already mentioned. I did really like the ending. The ending is really kind of emotional and heartfelt, and just the dog is just so good.
I'll say just to kind of couch what I'm about to say. I did see this the same day I saw Coyotes, so
No, boy.
Let's put that right at the top. So a huge contrast between Coyotes, which was fun but like not great, and this movie, which was like not fun but great.
Right.
So like,
Right.
I admire and like this movie, and I like the featurette, and I appreciate the effort that goes into it. Is it like Phil Tippett, Mad God level effort? No, but it's going in that direction. So I'm really high on this movie. It most likely will crack my top 10. I'm at 4.5.
Nice.
That'll do it. Hey, if you noticed above my head over here, there's a QR code. That is the Letterboxd challenge, which you can also find by going to this website. And that'll be on the top of all of our videos from now on. And maybe I should say it at the top. That's the Letterboxd challenge if you want to use the QR code. But if you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. And that's about it. More to come on the channel. I'm JWMaher. That's Abby Brooks and Aaron Brooks. Schedule coming up right now.